Hi, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Elena Giulia Montorsi and I am from Italy, and I'm here to speak about family mediation. I would like to speak about the psychological aspect of family mediation. The best question you can ask as mediator to your clients is you want to be right or do you want to be happy? When people come to mediation, they want to be right. Your work is to stimulate reflection about family happiness and rejection feelings about revenge and violence against the partner. Mediation would be a relatively simple process if the parties could be relied on to act in their own best interest or in the interest of those they love, like children. For example, in a particularly challenged divorce mediation in which all issues were hotly contested, income, assets, children, home and more, after several mediation sessions, the husband and wife were getting nowhere. In order to encourage the parties to focus on the problem and not on the people, the mediator interrupted one notably vitriolic exchange from the husband and stated as calm as possible and say to the husband that he has to be quiet and not with so much anger. And the husband replies, I'm not the problem, my ex-wife is the problem. Statements like she's the problem are common in the world of mediation. The power of the emotion and the explosive expression of long-standing frustration at such moment can often take mediators by surprise. Unless as mediator is sensitive to the nuance of clients' personalities and aware of his or her own emotional reaction to difficult clients, the mediation will likely reach an impasse or even collapse altogether. Some mediators are comfortable with this level of emotional energy, while others obviously are not. There is no escape, however, from the fact that successful mediation requires sensitivity to the psychological dynamics that underline how people think, feel, and ultimately behave and make decisions. One of the familiar axiom of law practice is that when working with clients, a criminal lawyer get to see bad people at their best and the family attorneys see good people at their worst. The same might be same of a mediator who sometimes see people at their best and their worst in the same time or in the same session. I believe that it is unrealistic to separate people from their conflict problem. People emotions are part of and parcel of the conflict. We cannot separate reason from emotions if we are to reach the soul of the conflict. During the session as mediator, we will be able to see three types of emotion: grief, anger, and fears. And we have to work with them, in particular during the first, the second, and the third session of mediation. Family mediation is the process in which a mediator, as an impartial third part, facilitates the resolution of family disputes by promoting the participants' voluntary agreement. The family mediator assists communication, encourages understanding, and focuses the participant on their individual and common interest. The family mediator works with the participants to explore options, make decisions, and reach their own agreements. Family mediation helps family in resolving their conflicts and in reaching an agreement on all issues surrounding separation, divorce, or dissolution of civil partnership. It is a voluntary and confidential process which helps people to reach joint decisions without the use of courts. It offers people a safe and a natural place where they are, their ex-partner can meet with an impartial mediator to work out plans for the future. Mediators do not tell people what to do, but help them to look at different options for sorting things out, so that they reach their own agreements about all aspects of separation, divorce or dissolution, including arrangement for kids, finances and property. Mediation helps also to reduce the economic and social cost of separation and divorce, both for people and for the state. For example, if a couple are divorcing, divorce mediation may help them to resolve their case so they could have an uncontested divorce. Mediator can promote positive dispute resolution. If a couple are contesting custody of their children, mediation provides an opportunity for them to focus on the needs of their child and to avoid him or the often highly charged adversarial atmosphere of the courtroom. Family mediation will focus on finding a win-win solution and allowing parties to go forward with more understanding of each other's point of view than they had previously. For example, in Maryland, in the United States of America, all cases involving contested custody or visitation matters are referred to mandatory mediation, provided that there is no allegation of domestic violence or child abuse. I would like to introduce now about the theory of positive psychology that works very well with family mediation. Positive psychology is the scientific study of what makes life most worth living. It's a call for psychological science and practice to be as concerned with strength and with weakness, as interested in building and the best thing in life as in repairing the worst, and concerned with making the lives of normal people fulfilling as with healing pathology. Okay. Nowhere does this definition say or imply that psychology should ignore or dismiss the very real problems that people experience. Nowhere does it say or imply that the rest of psychology need to be discarded or replaced. The value of positive psychology is to complete and extend the problem-focused psychology that has been dominant for many decades. Several truths underpin positive psychology. First, what is good in life is genuine, as what is bad not derived, secondary, phenomenal, illusory, or otherwise suspect. Second, what is good in life is not simply the absence of what is problematic. We all know the difference between not being depressed and bounding out of the bed in the morning with enthusiasm for all the day ahead. And third, the good life requires its own explanation, not simply a theory of disorder, stood sideways or flipper or its ahead. Why positive psychology in mediation? Research has found that expressive negative emotion initiates an escalating cycle of emotions in the parties that make resolution of conflict more difficult. This strongly suggests that allowing participants to share their negative story early in the mediation process could trigger enough emotion to limit the effectiveness or later brainstorming and problem-solving activities. Thus, in the world, it seems beneficial to find an alternative that has more positive effects on the participant. The positive emotion emphasized in positive psychology could have a significant effect on human ability and, of course, in mediation process. The transition from negative to optimism and positive emotion has been found to contribute to motivation, social helpfulness, effective leadership, productive relationship, creativity, resilience, problem solving, improved decision making, learning, and facilitate change. If the positive emotion could be harnessed during mediation, it might be facilitate the resolution conflict. It's a very good choice to remember that a positive emotion and positive feelings and all the positive aspect is very, very strictly connected with the mediation process. And in the family mediation, it's very important that the mediator remember that the goal and the aim and the focus of his work is about child and child happiness. So he has to work with his clients about that, about to have the child happiness and not the parents' right.